Hey, in this video, we're taking a look at a budget alternative to Peter McKinnon's $200 overhead rig that you can make for under $30. But first, a card trick. Have you ever heard of that game 3-Card Monty? You know, the one where they take 3 cards, mix them around, and you have to guess which card is where? This is not 3-Card Monty. This game uses 4 cards. Any idea what this game is called? 4-Card Monty. So the game is simple. 4 cards, 4-Card Monty, find the 4. 4 spades in this case. So for instance, if the 4 is on the bottom and I count the cards up, where's the 4? Of course, it's up here on top. But if it's on top and I count the cards down, where's the 4? It's on the bottom, right? So if I count the cards up, it's on top. If I count down, it's on the bottom. But here's where it gets tricky. If I take the 4 and move it directly to the bottom, it should be at the bottom, but that's when it's back up on top. You see, if I take the 4 and I count it to the bottom, it should be on the bottom, but it's back up on top again. If I take the 4 and I place it into the center, it should be in the center, but it comes back to the top. If I place it on the table, it comes back to the top. If I place it on the table, it comes back to the top. I think you're starting to figure this one out. You're probably thinking that they're all the same card, and you're right. That's a 10 of diamonds right there. 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 They're all 10s of diamonds. The question is, should I call this the 4-card trick or the 10-card trick? I say we call it the king's trick because that's a king right there. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, and that's why you never play cards with me, because a con artist can make you see whatever they want you to see. Hey, I'm Brian Miller, magician and motivational speaker. If you're a regular subscriber, thanks so much for sticking with me, and if you're new here, welcome to the channel. So listen, I love Peter McKinnon. I think he's charismatic and funny and engaging. He's a great teacher. His cinematography is off the charts, so he's a huge inspiration, and as a full-time professional magician, I love that he has a background in magic. Oh, and by the way, in case you don't know, he's not just some amateur magician, he's a phenomenally talented magician. Now, I don't think that Peter's out of touch with his audience, but I do think that when you're a full-time professional, for instance, as a videographer or a cinematographer like Peter is, it's really easy to kind of forget how much money things cost in relation to what people make who are not professionals. In other words, it's really easy for me with some of my magic students to say things like, yeah, just get a website, it's $10 or $15 a month, or go get some business cards, or just like $50 for a bunch of cards. It's easy for me to say stuff like that because I'm a full-time professional magician, but say for one of my students, Nevin, who you've seen here on this channel a lot, you know, he's a broke college kid, and if I say 10, 15 bucks a month or $50 for some business cards, to him, that's a lot of money. So I could see how it would be easy for someone like Peter to forget that spending $200 on a piece of gear is actually a lot of money to somebody who doesn't do this full-time. The average YouTuber is doing this just for fun. So probably like you did, when I saw that video with the overhead rig and he did a card trick at the beginning, and I was like, oh gosh, that would be great to have an overhead rig. For me, I could literally use it to show magic tricks. But then I clicked the link, of course, it took me over to Amazon, and I saw that C-stand he was talking about was like 170 or 180 bucks, and then the sandbags were another 15 or 20, and all of a sudden it was a $200 rig, and I was like, whoa, slow your roll, Peter. I am not dropping $200 impromptu to have an overhead rig that I might use once a month. But still, seeing his video made my gears start turning, and I started to think, oh, what could I do to make a simple overhead rig that's a lot more budget friendly? So this is about as budget friendly as it gets. The whole rig is based on this unit right here. That's just a simple microphone boom stand. You can get these on Amazon for only $18 or so. It's about the simplest, cheapest plastic boom stand you can buy. And the second piece is right here. This is a 1/4-20 thread adapter to go from the microphone stand to a camera. And then you just need 2 more things. A bag of rice and a plastic bag. Luckily, the rice comes with a bag. Alright, so how do you use all this stuff to create the overhead rig? Well, quite simply, you're gonna loosen up this section so that you can change the angle at which the boom is on. So you're gonna put it perpendicular, right? Pretty much a right angle. Then you've got this knob right here that if you loosen it, you can push this in and out, right? All the way. And of course, you can also turn it through this. So you're gonna make sure that you've got it about halfway so that there's about half of this pole on that side and about half of the pole on this side, so it's balanced. You've got your 1/4-20 thread adapter that goes onto the mic stand, and that way you can mount a camera on the end of it. So you've got a camera like a point and shoot or a GoPro, right? You can mount a GoPro, you can mount a mirrorless camera. The thing is, with Peter's rig, he's got a 1DX. He's got all kinds of expensive, heavy, serious, heavy-duty cameras. You and I, first, we're not professionals, right? If you're a professional, yeah, get the good stuff, 100%. And if you've got really expensive, really heavy-duty cameras, you obviously need something that's heavy-duty to protect it. You and I aren't using those cameras. You're probably using a mirrorless or a point and shoot or a GoPro or your phone. These are smaller, lighter cameras that can be handled by a smaller, lighter rig, and therefore on a budget. So let's say we're using a point and shoot, right? This is the G7X Mark II. On the quarter 20 adapter, make sure that's tight. Get this so that's pointing directly. That's it, that's all there is to it. Now, depending on the focal length of your camera, if you've got a longer lens versus a wider lens, you may need to adjust the height by playing with this thing right here. Loosen this up so I can bring the thing way up here. I know it's too high for you to see right now, or way down here. If you're using a GoPro, GoPros are super wide. You actually may need to get it really close to what you're doing. And of course, if you have a camera with a flip up screen, you can flip it up like this so you can see what you're looking at, monitor it in the camera at the same time. If you're using a GoPro, of course, you can't monitor it. You have two options. With a GoPro, you can actually, you could just stand up and watch it from above as you're doing it. Or with a GoPro, you can actually take your phone, pull up the GoPro app, set it here in front of you, right? Mount your phone in front of you off screen, and you can actually monitor the video at the same time on the app on your phone, using your phone as a wireless monitor. Oh, what's the point of the rice? Well, the rice actually takes the place of the sandbags that Peter was using to balance out the camera on the other side of the C-stand. Okay, say you've got your camera over here and it's a heavy camera and you're worried about it falling or tipping forward, or you're worried about this coming loose and tipping with it, right? So you're gonna take a plastic bag, take some rice, cut this open, and start pouring it into the plastic bag until you've got a balance from both sides, right? So basically, you don't need the whole thing. This is gonna be way... Oh, see, that's pretty good. If you really wanted to be careful, the rice provides a counterweight to the camera to keep it from falling forward or tipping over. Pro tip though, make sure that the plastic bag you're using doesn't have holes in the bottom. If you start pouring rice into it, that can be real messy. In that case, you'd want to take a Ziploc bag, put the rice into that, and put that bag inside this bag. Bagception. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was helpful to you. My name is Brian Miller. I'm a magician and motivational speaker. I travel all over the world sharing my magic and my message with audiences of all different sorts. On this channel, of course, I do behind the scenes vlogs on the road showing what it looks like to be a successful but non-famous entertainer. I also do camera gear reviews and tutorials and travel gear reviews, Q&As about being a magician, motivational speaker. Also, I have a really popular TEDx talk called How to Magically Connect with Anyone that's about to hit 3 million views. So go check that out if you'd like to. I really hope you did enjoy this. Hit the like button if you did, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and always remember that our world is a shared experience. Thanks very much. Have a great day.